Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. And today is, are you ready? Day 26, April 11, 2020. Day 26, at least for me. I don't know, it could be more days for you, maybe fewer wherever you are. And wherever you are, again, appreciate those around you, appreciate those that are in house with you, outside, everyone that you know, so that we can send good wishes for everyone to be as safe and secure as possible, because there are so many at risk and so many people that are already dying and have died. And with all my heart, I am hoping that if we do our share of keeping safe and as sane as possible, that we can help. And that's doing our very best at the moment with the information we have and the skills and tools we have in our toolbox. So thank you for your part. I think appreciation is so important. And while you're doing appreciation, appreciate yourself. Oh my gosh. As I've said before, we're all in this together, and individually, you, oh my gosh, you are doing the impossible. If someone had told you that you could be doing this, wow, you would have run, or you would have said no, or you would have just looked at them and shook their head like, are you nuts? What are you talking about? And here we are. And that's good news. We're here. We're alive. And hopefully whoever's watching is not sick. And if you are, special good wishes to you from all of us. All right. And I woke up this morning, even in the midst of this, surprised, because this morning I have a practice of just lying in bed for just a second, a little eyelash of a moment, and imagining how I would like my day to be. Not the details about I have to do this or do that, no checklist. Just how would I like to feel at the end of the day? And I exhaled and I realized how I would like to feel is that something in my day, at least one thing, went smooth and simple. That everything wasn't a major decision, that everything didn't involve where my hands were, washing my hands, not touching my face, putting on a mask, putting on gloves. Just a few simple things to remind me what it used to be like and what I want to appreciate when I go out there and get to move forward. And you know what I remembered? Einstein saying at one point, well, I didn't hear him say it, I just remember the quotation of him saying to keep things simple and not too simple. And that is my offering today, is how can you keep things, at least one thing that is just cluttered and wandering around and splashing here and splashing there. How can you have one thing? If you have more, bravo. If you only have one, how can you have one thing that you can uncomplicate, peel off some of the layers and just get to that core of what you need in order to get more of what you want. So let's say you want something to be simple and smooth, and it's got 500 steps and it's just worse than a jigsaw puzzle splattered all over. Take a look. What's the one piece that you would like to use to begin that puzzle? With my clients, if they have a problem and we figured out what they want and the reason that is really important to their life, then we go on to the potential actions. And that is a really fun part, because we'll brainstorm and be creative, and we'll come up with some of the weirdest, strangest things of what could be done in order to get more of what they wanted. And you know how I know they have come to that core that we've peeled off, we've gotten everything out of their brain, and from that list, the one thing that is their first step, that is when they say, I can do that, and it's clear, and it's simple, and they can begin where they started. There's a Persian poet named Kahir, and it's K-A-H, I'm mistaken, it is not, it's Kabir, K-A-B-I-R, and he said, the point of entrance is wherever you are at the moment. So you begin where you are among all the cluttered pieces, and you brush the ones aside until you find the one where you can say, I can do that. And that is where you begin, right there. So, as an example, let's say it's time to eat and you need to eat, or you need to prepare dinner, because people are always, I tell you, I cannot tell you the emails, the comments, the clients talking about they are just so over cooking dinner, trying to figure out what to eat, and working on at least 3 meals a day, every day, on their own. And or somebody home and thinking of all the projects in the garden, in the garage, in the bathroom, all these things that are undone. Or the bookkeeping they need to do, getting ready for the taxes, catching up on things from the office, kids having to catch up maybe on their homework or extra credit. Oh my gosh. So with all of that, pick the one thing, and the tiniest thing you can, the better, because then you've not only got, I can do that, you've got, oh, I got it done. And then you can choose if you want another piece, or if you think that's enough for the day and you'll go on to something else. So back to dinner, because no matter if you're alone, you're with a family, somebody has got to be responsible for what you eat. And 500 different recipes, people saying, oh, I'm making sourdough bread. Oh, I'm doing this complicated recipe. Oh. If that's something that you can say, I can do that and I want to, go for it. Because maybe that sounds really big to somebody, and for you, it's small. So that's your small part, your point of entrance. However, what if we just take that for an example, and it's time for dinner. And you think, oh man, didn't I just cook dinner? And you look and you can't figure out what you want. Maybe you've got some cold vegetables in the refrigerator, you have some bread, and you have something here and something there. Well, what would help make that simple? What if it wasn't dinner? What if it was a picnic? So what if you had the cold vegetables? What if you wanted to add some protein to it? What if those vegetables would make a nice cold salad? Put some mayonnaise or your favorite dressing on it, a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of something else, and you have a picnic. And if you're really in for it, you could take just a blanket, a sheet, piece of material, anything, put it down on the floor, spread out your picnic, call the family, whoever is in your home, and if it's you, just get a little pillowcase and put the food on it and put on some music, put on a podcast, let it be silent, anything you want, or put on some birds or nature sounds, anything that would please you and help you have a smooth meal. And, if we're still talking about food, you have such freedom if you want. What if you wanted a grilled cheese sandwich for breakfast? Who cares? Who cares? Think the breakfast patrol is going to come knocking on the door and say, I smell grilled cheese. That's not breakfast food. No! Especially now, because they're already in their homes or their building, so they're not going to come. Nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to peek in your window and say, oh my gosh, you call that breakfast? Well, you know what? Yeah, I call that breakfast. Or what if you wanted breakfast for dinner? What if you had a nice omelet and some toast? Maybe some toast with peanut butter on it. Why not? No one's going to come. No one's going to know. I mean, if you tell me or you tell one of your neighbors, they'll know. And you know what? I don't think they care. I don't care. Matter of fact, they might think it's a good idea. Yeah. So keep it simple. And the same with any projects. Everything doesn't need to be done, because guess what? Whatever you're thinking about now probably hasn't been done, and it maybe hasn't been done for a long time. So any little thing matters. Arranging the tools in your garage, pulling some weeds, getting just one little part of a project done. Maybe making a phone call, maybe contacting your team with a joint email to let them know that you're thinking about them. Doesn't have to be a long anything, just something simple. Something that you can do easily, that feels smooth, that helps you have some certainty and some stability in your life without adding more pressure. So how about just for the day, try it, or just for an eyelash of a moment, ask yourself, how can I make this smooth and simple? Try it. Let me know, subscribe, give me a comment down there so we all can have this conversation of knowing what works for you and how you did it, because we are literally all in this together and we don't even know for how long. And then we are every day writing a story that we love want to share and a legacy of out there, and we are ready. We know all kinds of ways to keep things simple, not too simple, and have them smooth so that we have a sense of certainty and freedom. Bye for now. Come back. I'll be here and I'll be watching for you. Bye now.